I planned Crater Lake as a standalone one-off book. And actually, I think that really helped it because it was very kind of compact in my mind. And I think that really works for the structure of it. And it was purely unexpected. I wasn't looking for it. And then I'd seen something about ghouls. And I thought, oh, now that's interesting. And then, yeah, so the idea for the second one kind of came from there. And I'd thought, because I loved Crater Lake so much, I thought, I'm not going to write a second one unless I have an idea that is just, perfect. And then the more I thought about it, the more I thought, okay, yeah, I'd love to write a second one. I think there's a lot more I can do and a lot more to explore these characters. And it'd be so interesting to see them once they've started secondary school, because that's such a big, theme in the first book. And because there was something I felt I could do to develop the aliens as well, make them more mean and more powerful and more smart. Some of them are at the same school, but Chets has gone to a different school. Everything has changed friendship-wise. Their groups that they thought would be their best friends forever have broken up. People have drifted off, but they've met new people that are their new best friends forever. And then sometimes they've gone back to old friends. So it's just this constantly moving, I think in year 7, this constantly moving situation. And I wanted to reflect that. So that was really important to me. At the end of Crater Lake, it's so lovely how tight that group is. So I thought, well, let's start Crater Lake 2 by breaking them all up. So at the beginning of book 2, they're not really friends anymore. There's been some fallings out, some arguments, and there's been some just drifting off to do other things. Lance has made this new friend, Karim, who he spends quite a bit of time with, and plays a game online with Chets every week. And it used to be that they all played together. But at the start of the story, we see it's just Lance and Chets. The others aren't turning up. So, something's happened and we know they're not as tight as they were. And then there's an explosion while Lance and Chets are online gaming, talking to each other. Lance sees smoke going up, and he realizes, something's happened. And of course, because he's lived through Crater Lake and he's been in a kind of life and death scenario, he straight away is suspicious that, is this something bad? And as it turns out, there's been an explosion at the university campus where there are some research projects going on. And the news says that a test subject, so some kind of creature, has escaped during the explosion from the damage and is loose running around the town. And that it's okay during the daytime because it will hide, but at night it might come out. It might hurt people. It probably won't. So everyone has to stay in their houses. So the town sets a curfew. Lance is worried, but his new friend Karim's mum actually works at the university, and she is the head of a smart town project. It's supposed to be this really economic, efficient, environmentally friendly town, and Straybridge is the first one to try out this scheme and to develop in this way. So she works at the university, and then they kind of find out that all these things may be connected. And then Lance's mum starts acting really, really strangely. And Lance, having been in this position before, thinks something's not right. I know there's something wrong. He feels it. He knows there's something wrong. And he thinks, I need my friends. I need my friends to help me sort this out. So he has to go door to door, getting the group back together, which isn't as easy as you might think it would be, because, as I said, there's a load of beef there. There are unresolved arguments. There have been changes. So it's kind of, they have to work through all that, and also then try and get to the bottom of what's happening in Straybridge and stop the aliens who have evolved, as the title suggests, and they're kind of smarter, more difficult to overcome, more difficult to detect as well. And they have to get to the bottom of all that and put a stop to it. But at the same time, overcoming these massive personal grievances that they have with each other. It was like quite a journey, I think, but I just loved that structure, the idea of Lance literally going door to door, collecting the friends, working through the stuff, and then all of them hopefully back together again to kind of take on this horrible, evil thing. And I tried to up the creepiness as well from the book 1. I think with book 1, I didn't know how far I could push with it and still have people say, Oh yeah, no, that's okay. That's good for children. I was worried that people might be, oh my goodness, no, children can't read that. And then I realized actually it worked, book one, and children were loving it, and parents and teachers were fine with it. So I thought, okay, so maybe now I think I feel more confident to push in some ways to make it that little bit more creepy. So I tried to do that with the second one. It's based on my hometown. And I live in my hometown now. So the town where I was born, where I grew up, I went away to university and I did bits and pieces, but I'm back in that town now. So it's like just been a huge part of my life. So the things around me are so familiar. I tried to bring that into Straybridge, into the town. All of the things that the kids go through every time they're running through a place or they're looking at something, I've seen it and I've been there. There's a place in Straybridge called Stragglers Fields, and I walk my dogs in those fields. And there's a house that I kind of based Big Mac's house on, which it doesn't look anything like it does in the book, but I know that that's that house. And I walk past it and I think, oh, it's Big Mac's house. If the things are and the places are real I think in my mind, I think it comes through much better in the story. And because the town was so important, what I did do with this one, which I haven't done with any of my previous books, was I drew out a map of Straybridge before I even started writing, and I had all the important places pinpointed on it. It's just a raggedy piece of paper now because I used it so much, and I had it with me the whole time I was writing, so I could keep referring back. It was so important to have that very clear image of the town and the layout of things so I could get them from one place to another. Oh, Karim. I love Karim. I wanted to add a character to the second book, but it's so hard when you've already got that close knit group of friends. And because there are already quite a few characters, main characters in the book, I didn't want to add too many. So I thought, well, there's going to be one person. And I just thought, what would happen at secondary school? Lance would have made a new friend, most likely, because that's what happens. All those friendship groups from primary, they shift. People make new friends, they lose old friends. Some people stick around. It changes so much. And I thought it would make sense, especially if his old friends have kind of gone off doing their own things, that he would have made a friend. And I thought, what's the kind of person that Lance would be drawn to? And it was Karim, and I think it's so lovely having him there as an outsider, witnessing not only obviously the strangeness going on with alien takeovers, but also coming into a group like that and just seeing all these dynamics and seeing all the history and everything and being like, whoa, okay, you guys have got some stuff here. And Karim just so light-hearted, funny, confident, again in a different way, but very confident. But again, he also has a kind of an invisible illness, as lots of children do. And then Karim just kind of came alive. And then, I love writing him so much. He's just such a brilliant, funny character. And I think the way he takes on this alien invasion and friendship group explosion of feelings is just brilliant, and he's just the right person to do that.